What's up, everyone? If this your first time watching me, I go by the name of Jaden Hensey Talks. This is Jaden Hensey Talks, the world's most flyest podcaster, the world's most consistent podcast, the world's most versatile podcast. And today we are talking about a topic that's near and dear to my heart, which is fashion. So for starters, before we get into what we're talking about, I just want to say if you like my vibe, you like the energy I put out, you like my content, you think I'm fly, feel free to follow me on my social medias, my Instagram, my Twitch, my Twitter, my TikTok, my YouTube. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the start of the summer. So let's stay tuned for that. But I do want to say, also before I get into it, I can't leave this out. I am streaming every I'm trying to get on schedule by streaming every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday on Twitch. So that's 4 days out of the week. So if you like my vibe so much, you want to come pull up to me and talk with me live, be my guest. We finna be the world's we are the world's flying streamer, but we trying to become the world's biggest streamer. Shout out to Kai Sinat. We coming for your spot soon, man. But enough of me. I just want to say, so story time. So the other day I was planning for like where I want my podcast to go, what direction I want to go down. And I was thinking like, what is my podcast really built off of, and it's fashion. Now, even earlier today, I just filmed a video, so I'm really locked in. I'm on that. So I just filmed a fashion video today that probably you saw 2 weeks ago. I would assume maybe if I planned everything out how I should have, you would have saw that video 2 weeks ago. I'm like, dang, what would be a good fashion related video that I can do? So I thought, and it hit my head. I was in the library. I was locked in. It hit my head. I was like, I should make so it's basically going to be a Grail video. But it's gonna be like if someone gave me $50,000, and just to spend on straight clothes, what would I buy? Now, making this list, I made a list, obviously. Now making this list, I was like, of course I know what clothes and what items I want, but being that I had a budget was like kind of crazy. I was like, it was low key hard, not hard, but it was a little bit more difficult than I thought to get to that budget. But because at first I was going to do 10,000, I was like, that's not enough. That's 2 pieces. I'm done. And I was going to do like 25,000. That was enough. So I said, what if someone came down here and blessed me with $50,000? What would I buy? So basically, I'm going to go down my list of stuff that I will buy, and I'm going to give reasons why I would buy it. But down below, I want you to comment down below, if someone gave you $50,000, what would be the first clothing item you would buy? What would be the first one, the main one that you have to get? What would it be? So what Grail would be your first Grail that you would buy? Comment that down below. And yeah, I just want to say thank you all for all the support. We continually growing. I'm trying to keep growing, keep going. I've got to staying consistent, staying versatile, staying fly, that like always. So yeah, if you're watching this far in the video, just know I appreciate you and I love you so much for making my dreams come true. So yeah, so we're going to get into it. So the first piece I came up with, now, I don't really talk about me liking this piece that much, but I do like this piece. It's definitely one of the best denims of all time. The first piece I'm talking about is the Undercover Autumn-Winter 2005 Arts and Crafts denim, either blue or black. So now, before I get into like this piece, what I want to say about this video is, obviously, it's kind of hard to find exact prices for these things because a lot of these things are sold out, or a lot of these things, the price fluctuates depending on what size you wear. So I found like a price tag for all of these pieces. So we're just going to roll with that and say that that's going to be the exact price so we can kind of be around the range of the budget. But so yeah, so for this first pair of jeans, of course, they're on the screen, so you should be able to see them. The Undercover Autumn-Winter 2005 Arts and Crafts denims. Now, this is for sure one of the best denims of all time. I can't cap. I remember my first time seeing this denim was that video of Playboy Cardi when back in like 2016, 2017 when he was performing at that runway. He had the Undercover jeans on with Jordan 1s, and that was one of my favorite Cardi fits still to this day. And I've seen other fits with the Undercover jeans for sure. So I just want to say those are a good pair of denims, and we're starting off with $5,000. So currently we're at $5,000. We have $45,000 left. And yeah, that's my first piece. What else about the Undercover denim? I think they're super exclusive too. And of course, everyone knows Undercover is a Japanese brand. So unfortunately for me, someone who kind of like, I lift weights and I be working out and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit on the not bigger because I was never fat at all. I'm very well put together, no cap. But the Undercover jeans may fit a little snug on me just because they already are slim fitting jeans, and they're Japanese size, which Japanese people wear smaller sizes, so that's tough. But I think definitely though, if I could get my hands on a piece of those, pair of those clothes, I would love to. If not, just have them in my closet just to be able to see them like every day. Like, man, I got the Undercover 85s in my closet. Come on now, but Oh, I didn't even mention that the 85s. My fault. The Undercover 85s. If I didn't say that at the start, that's the jean I'm talking about. The Undercover 85s. Yes, for sure. So we're starting off at $5,000 for sure. The second piece, I've mentioned this before in one of my Grail videos. The second piece we're talking about is a Balenciaga Distress Unity Bomber Jacket. So now, I think that my last Grails video, I mentioned this piece. And I remember my first time seeing it was Ken Carson. He was performing at one of his a show on like Halloween in 2022. And I was really searching the web. I was like, what jacket is that? Because it was distressed, but it was so oversized, and it was fitting him. It was fitting him nicely, and it was all well put together. The fit was well put together. I'll put that video back on the screen like I did in the video before. If you haven't watched, after you click off this video, go watch that video. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you should be tapped in with all the Jaden Hensey talks. You know what I mean? Not just this video, if this is your first time watching me. But yeah, so I think that's definitely a cool piece. I don't really want to say too much since I already spoke about it. But yes, I definitely would have, if someone gave me $50,000, I would have to cop that piece for sure. And that what I saw that jacket as was $5,500, so that's a little bit more expensive. I ain't gonna lie, I feel like the Undercover 85s is way more expensive than $5,000, but just for the sake of the video, we gonna say it's $5,000. I really think they going for like over 10 bands, especially in my size of 34. But I don't think this Balenciaga jacket is more expensive than some 85s, but we just gonna say that for the sake of the video for sure. So the Balenciaga jacket was $5,500, so now we're at $10,500. So with two pieces, we already blew through 1/5 of the budget that we already have. So you see how hard it would have been to do 10,000 or 20,000. We would have already been done. This would have been a 2-minute video. So the next piece is the Vetements Alpha Industries Racing Bomber Jacket. So I last saw this price at $2,321. So now our current total is going to be $12,821. And I think this is definitely a cool piece. The most notable people I've seen wearing this jacket is Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely, and Kanye West. Everyone knows from that. I don't even think that video went super viral, but when Kanye was saying all that stuff about the Jewish people and stuff, he went on that tirade. He was seen in one of his interviews wearing that jacket. That was a great fit too, by the way. Shout out to Kanye for just putting it on for so many years. But I think that Vetements jacket is a super cool piece. I definitely think if it was in my closet, I would have a super interesting way how I would put it together with stuff, but that fits my vibe. But I definitely do think it's a cool piece. Would hopefully love to get my hands on that in the future. I would most likely get either the black version or the olive green version. Those are the versions I mess with the most. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's that. Now we're at 12,000. We're at 12,000. What you call it? $12,821. So with that piece wasn't as big a hitter as the first two. But yeah. Next, this one is something. Okay, so not a quick little story time. I was on Twitter. One of my favorite people that I follow on Twitter is Ian Connor, and I know Ian Connor gets a lot of flack for, I guess, the allegations. And I'm under the impression two impressions I'm under. One, I can separate the person from the art. And then two, I feel like you're innocent until proven guilty. I feel like if Ian did that with all of those women, I'm not his lawyer. I'm not saying he didn't do it, but I'm saying if he did do it, I think he would be in jail still. I know he spent some time in jail, but I think he would still be in jail if he or sexually assaulted. I'm gonna bleep out that R word that I said. If he sexually assaulted or R word those people. So that's why I am a fan of Ian Connor still. Of course, I do not support sexual assault or R words at all. I do not support them. But I say that to say Ian Connor is one of my favorite Twitter users. I think his tweets be so interesting, and just after this, look up Ian Connor. His ad is @SoldierIan on Twitter. He's so funny to me on Twitter. Like just what he says in his interactions with fans or whatever. But I say that to say about a month ago on Twitter, he posted a pink Goyard bag. And he said it was a limited edition Japan only. So it was only sold in Japan, a pink Goyard messenger bag. So obviously I'm putting videos of that on the screen so you can see it. But I said, as soon as I saw it, obviously everyone knows I need me a Goyard in my collection. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, that's so crazy. I've never seen a Japan only Goyard. And it's pink at that, and the pink was flawless. It was a chef's kiss pink. It was super amazing. So definitely I'm gonna have that on my list. Now, and that's around 2,000. This is an estimate because I would assume it will cost more because it's Japanese only and it's a super limited edition. But the price I saw it for was $2,815. I'm assuming it's more, but just for the sake of the video, we're gonna say it was close to $3,000. So now our current total is $15,671. So that's where we're at. And the first 4 pieces were already at $15,000. So that's crazy. But yeah, definitely going back to Goyard though. I did my research and realized that there's a few Goyard stores in Japan. And for anyone that's close to me and knows, I really want to go to Japan so bad. I want to spend like a month or 2 out there. So the fact that there's a Goyard out there, I have to visit the Goyard store. And hopefully, I ain't gonna say knock on wood, we manifesting it. I'm going to take this podcast to Japan. I'm going to be vlogging it. I'm going to be having podcasts at Japan, whatever it may be. So that's going to be one of my goals because that's where I kind of want to transition this podcast when I'm old, not old, but older and done the stuff already that I wanted to do on this podcast and grown how big I want to. I just want it to be a diary for all my traveling and all my life, just vlogging my life, basically. That's where I want this YouTube channel to go in the future. But until then, we locking in, we grinding, we trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Why you haven't sent this to 18 of your friends? I say that in every video. Send it to 18. 18 is a special number. You got to send it to 18 people. So, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely you'll see me at the Goyard store in Japan in a few. Just give me a few years. We're going to keep locking in. We're going to keep staying focused so we can get there soon. But yeah, the next piece I have on my list is okay, so now this is super specific because about a year ago, one of my biggest grails was the 2007 Rick Owens Vans release. Now, I don't know why he only released them once before, like a year ago, because I think it might have been because I don't know what Rick Owens had going on, but in 2007, for those that know, Rick Owens released some Vans. Now, the reason why I say 2000 important is so important because about a year ago, probably getting close to a year ago, Rick Owens re-released the Rick Owens Vans, but they looked noticeably different from the first release that was in 2007. Now, me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the new release. Would I cop them? Yes, but I think that the old ones look significantly way better than the newer version. So for the sake of this video, I'm gonna say I don't even think I could find the 2007 ones in my size, but if possible, if there was a pair out there, let's say that the price that I found was last seen at $1,100. I know for sure it's higher than that for the OG ones, but the regular ones that re-released kind of are around that price. So we're just gonna say they were $1,100, and our current total will now be $16,771 for sure. So yeah, man, we're getting close to that total. We're getting close to the halfway mark too. We're less than 10,000 away from that halfway mark. So for sure. So the next bag, which is gonna get us even closer to the to the 25,000 mark, is another story time. Everyone know. I feel like by now you should know how big of a fan I am of Uzi's music, and in about 2019. He was performing. Now, this was a weird era in Uzi's style. This is one of the reasons why I say Uzi is the most fly and unfly person at the same time, because some of his fits be so missing, but then some of his fits be crazy, right? So I say that to say, during about 2019, I forget where he was performing, and I forget if it was for Rolling Loud. It might have been for Rolling Loud, but it was around 2019, right around kind of before he released Futsal Shuffle, right? He was at his concert, and he had a full Chanel fit on, but the thing about that Chanel fit that caught my eye was that he had an LED messenger purse, whatever you want to call it. He had an LED Chanel messenger bag. So I saw that, and I'm like, wow, I've never seen a purse that lights up and says Chanel or the brand name across it. So I hopped on the web immediately and did my research. I'm like, 1, where can I find one of those? 2, how much are they costing? So I don't know if the price that I wrote down is the accurate amount, but I tried to get as accurate as I could. So I saw that the Chanel LED flat bag white was going for around $6,805. Not sure how accurate that is. I would assume it's going around $15,000 or more. But for the sake of the video, like always, like I've been saying, we're going to say that it's going for around $6,805. So now that would make our current total $23,576. So we're already close to the halfway mark. of our budget. So yeah, for sure. The next piece is going to take us well over our the halfway mark of the budget, which is the Vivienne Westwood Destroy Muslin. So for anyone that knows, this has been a grill I spoke about before, but for anyone that knows, Playboi Carti's first debut album, his self-titled album, he wore this shirt in his on the album cover, and that was my first time seeing the piece, and I was like, wow, that was really one of the pieces that kind of got me into clothes for sure, because that was one of the first pieces that I really started liking. Did my research about it. Of course, I am not a supporter of the upside down cross on it, or the Nazi reference at all. I am not a big supporter at all, but like I said earlier, I'm also a big person that could separate the art from the person or the message that is giving. So although I like the shirt, I like the cut of the shirt, I like how it's like a tank top and then a long sleeve at the same time with like kind of, it looks like it's linen or whatever, wool, whatever type material. I am a fan of how the shirt looks. I do not support the message that is put out on the shirt, but I think definitely still I would love to cop that shirt. I'm not even gonna lie. God knows where I stand. All the people, everyone should know where I stand. I'm a supporter of everyone, and I am a big believer in myself and the Lord. So yeah, but that jacket, I mean that shirt, hopefully could cop that soon. I saw that shirt for listed around $9,000. So probably more, to be honest with you, $9,000. Any Vivienne Westwood muslin, really, I would love to cop, but specifically this one. So that's around $9,000. So that takes us now to $32,576. So now we have less than $20,000 left on our budget. So, and that's like 5-6 pieces. So you see how expensive this fashion stuff could get if you didn't already know. So yeah, the next one I have is, this is something I've been looking at all 2023. This has been in my girl feed. I've been looking at, I've been loving it. Kapital Patchwork hippie flare jeans. So obviously putting pictures and videos of that on the screen, but I really love those jeans a lot. So I don't know when my first time seeing these was. I think it just randomly popped up in my grill, and then I kept liking jeans like them to keep it in my algorithm. But I don't want to say all of Kapital's pieces are one of one, but I think especially with a jean like this, a lot of them are one-on-one, because obviously it's hard to make this exact same patchwork jeans and manufacture it, excuse me, but definitely I would love to get any variation of the Kapital Patchwork jeans. And I know that they are coming straight out of the store in Japan. So of course, like I said about Goyard, you definitely will see me vlogging my experience at the Kapital store in Japan for sure. But yeah, I would love to get my hands on those. I think they're going around $4,000. That's what I saw on Grill for going in my size, going for around $4,000. So pretty penny for sure. But hopefully could get my hands on those soon. I've been loving patchwork jeans all year. So that takes our current total to $36,576. Next I want to talk about is, now we're getting a little bit less expensive. It was a few pieces on here that weren't that expensive, like not those big boy pieces like that are super expensive. But now we have stuff that's still expensive, but it's a little bit more practical, a little bit more reasonable for me to get. So next we have are the Rick Owens jumbo lace Geobaskets, and these are going for $1,312. Now, I've mentioned that before on this platform. I really have been loving Geobaskets ever since I started doing my research about this lane of fashion. I've been loving Geobaskets, and I had an opportunity to get some regular lace Geobaskets, but I feel like I would be doing myself a disservice to not get the jumbo lace Geobaskets over the regular. To not get them over the regulation Geobaskets. They look way better in my opinion, and I just love the jumbo lace. Rick Owens is a genius for. I don't know if he was the first person to do that, but I definitely think he's a genius for adding the jumbo lace for sure. Shout out to my homie Seven. He has them, and I saw him with them, and that made me want them even more because I saw how they looked on feet, and he wore them really well. I don't know if my boy watched my videos, but shout out to him if you are watching for sure. And like I already mentioned the price on that. So now that takes our price up to $37,888. So you see how quickly we're already about to be at $4,000. That's crazy to me. But yeah, next I have is Balenciaga Defenders. Now, story time. I've seen more. I don't know when the Defenders came out. They came out, I want to say about a year ago or maybe less. And every time I saw someone wear the Defenders, I was like, that's such an overhyped shoe. That shoe, yeah, it looks interesting. It's cool. It looks like a tire or whatever. Yeah, so I saw people wearing the Balenciaga Defenders, and I wasn't really too big of a fan of those. But this past weekend, I went to the mall. I was bored, so I wanted to go try on clothes that I really couldn't afford like that right now. But it's kind of like motivation. So I walked in the Louis store, I walked in the Gucci store, I walked in the Dior store, the Prada store, and then I walked in Neiman Marcus. They don't have a Balenciaga store where I'm at right now in San Diego. They don't have one. So I walked in Neiman Marcus. I saw the Defenders. I'm like, let me try these on. I know that they give you extra inches to your height. I'm like, let me try these on. Let me see how they fit. Right? They're the red ones too. I'm putting pictures on the screen so you can see how they looked on my feet. I try them on. Bro, I fell in love with them shoes. Those shoes are so crazy. And I think they look way better in person than they do online. And I don't know why. I low-key like the red ones more than I like the black ones. The red ones were fire. They made me like, I'm already 6'5". If you couldn't tell, I'm already 6'5". I think when I put them on, I was like 7 foot tall, bro, to be honest with you. Those shoes are a crazy piece. Definitely looking to cop those in the future. Let me see how much those are. Those shoes are going for around $1,250, so that's not too expensive. I mean, yes, it's expensive, but it's not as expensive as some of these other shoes on here. So definitely looking to cop those in the future. And that takes our current total to $39,138. Kind of continuing on with my trip to that mall in that Neiman Marcus, I also found some Balenciaga runners. And they're gray, the gray ones. Those are my favorite ones out of the runners collection. But yeah, so I know I don't know if they took inspiration from ASICS or ripped off ASICS, but they kind of look like ASICS shoes in a way. And I know I sent them to my friends and they were hating on me. They said spending $1,000 for those is a terrible purchase, which I may agree with. But you know what I'm saying? Some people got it, some people don't, you know. But I tried those shoes on as well, putting pictures on the screen, and I really love those. Oh, my God. That was one of my favorite shoes I ever put on my feet for sure. So hopefully can cop those in the future. I've seen those go for less, but retail, they're going for, I think, about $1,150, so a little bit less than the Defenders. But now that takes our total to $40,288. So we're already at $40,000. So I got about like 5 more pieces left before we reach that goal. So the next piece is the some Chanel trainers, the transparent ones. Now I can never find any Chanel trainer in my size at all, but I'm going to say that the price of these is around $1,000 if I was able to find the clear transparent trainers in my size. Cross my fingers I'm able to find some in the Chanel trainers are so hard to find in men's sizes. And I was even when I went to that mall, I was talking to her, I asked them did they have any trainers here, and they were like, she was like, no, we really only have them in women's sizes. I think for anyone knows that European sizes, I wear a size 45 in European sizes. The highest size she had was a 37. What? That's crazy to me, but I can never find Chanel trainers in my size. But if I could find these transparent trainers, I would love to wear them and buy them and keep them forever. So those would hit me around $1,000. So now our total is $41,288. Next, I didn't try these on when I went to that trip to the mall, but I did see them in there, and a beautiful shoe. The Louis V trainers, they're around $1,500, which would take our total up to $42,788. And I don't even have to say nothing about the Louis V trainers. You can see them. The trainers are an amazing shoe, a beautiful shoe. I love the colorways. Definitely looking to cop some of those in the future for sure. Now next we're talking about is we're kind of getting into some jeans. Next are some Rick Owens bowling jeans, the gray ones. Now, I think I already mentioned this when I was streaming, when I was reacting to the Playboy Cardi and Lil Uzi Vert sets at Rolling Loud. If you haven't watched that already, make sure you go tap in with that. Tap in with my Twitch too. I'm the best world's flyest streamer for sure. I already said that, but just got to reiterate just in case you broke boys didn't already hear me. But I've always been a fan of the bowling jeans, but when I was also at Rolling Loud, and when I was at Rolling Loud, I saw Cardi wearing the Rick Owens bowling jeans. I want to say they're banana cut. I don't know if they're banana cut. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're banana cut. But I saw him wearing those jeans, and they were kind of like an ash gray. But they had, I don't even have to explain them because they're on the screen. You can see them. But those jeans were super fire. His fit was super fire too. But really, those jeans were super fire to me. And I said, even though I already wanted bowling jeans, I kind of want those specific ones he had just because I love the wash of that gray so much. And they fit him really well with his outfit. And I see those going for around $2,000. So that's not Nah, that's bad. $2,000 for some jeans is bad. It's crazy. But yeah, now that takes our current total to $44,788. So we have close to 5 bands left to spend. Now, this is kind of where I was like, dang, what do I even want? Because I can't get a super big piece because now we're going to go over. But I was thinking more practical. So the next piece I have, we actually have 2 pieces left, honestly. The next piece I have is a Goyard Alpin backpack. I don't know how to pronounce it. Now, this is my fault. This is $4,220. So that would make our current total $49,008 left. So that means we have less than 1,000 left on our next piece, which I will get into. But I want to talk about this Goyard backpack real quick. I honestly don't even have to. If you watch any of my other Grail videos, you know how much a big love I have for Goyard. Definitely can't wait to cop one soon in the future. I want to go to New York. I want to make it a whole vlog. Maybe first YouTube check I get, first big YouTube check. Cross my fingers if I get a big YouTube check. Please pray for me. This is my dream. Please pray for my dream. But first big YouTube check I get, I'm manifesting this. I'm going to go to New York, cop me a Goyard, walk out of there. The flyest, you know what I'm saying? The flyest person with a Goyard, no cap. But this Goyard is going for around 5 bands. You know, it's light, you know what I'm saying? It's light. Ain't nothing. 5 bands ain't nothing. But yeah, that's around that takes our total to $49,008. So that means we have less than 1,000 left. And it was super hard, but I had to go a little bit over. So I think I went $1,000 over. So the next thing I would cop, and if this was true and somebody gave me $50,000, this would just had to come out of my own pocket. The next cop I would get is some chrome heart Uggs, and the black version, of course, because that's all we wear is black. And I think the chrome heart Uggs, I really am a big fan of the Uggs that go stop at your ankle or whatever. I'm a big fan of those. And I remember the first person I saw wear those was Ken Carson. I remember when I went to the King Vamp tour in 2021, he performed and he had those on. I was like, I've never in my life seen chrome heart Uggs. And I thought it was a super fire piece. They look comfortable. They give very wintry vibes. You know, saying you could wear those in the winter, but also be fly at the same time. So I would definitely cop that last. And the price of those is $2,025. So obviously we went over, and that would make our final total $51,033. Our exact total of all of this stuff. If someone was ringing us up and we got all those pieces. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of my video. I just thought that was something fun to try out. Definitely, if you're watching this and you have $50,000 that you don't mind giving to me, and you want to see me actually put this plan to fruition, Mr. Beast, if you're watching this, I just made a video about all the pieces of clothing I would buy if I had $50,000. So I know you like to give back. Black History Month just passed, so Mr. Beast, you can just hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever you feel most comfortable hitting me up on. I would love $50,000 to make this video, have this video become a real life video to where we actually are going to stores and buying these things with a $50,000 budget. So yeah, Mr. Beast, if you're watching this, love your content. Watch every vid. I've been watching you since you started. I'm lying. I've been watching you since you started. But yes, if you would like to fund this video, Jaden Hansy Talks on YouTube, Hansy on Instagram, tap in with me. But yeah, that's the end of my video. I want you guys to comment down below. Like I said earlier, I want you to comment down below if someone gave you, let's just say if someone gave you $5,000, what would be the first piece of clothing you would buy right now? Like I said earlier, I love you guys for helping me make my dreams come true. Can't wait to keep growing. 1,000 in the summer. I don't want to talk your head off. I just want to say love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Keep working on yourself. Keep focusing on yourself. Be happy. Spread happiness to other people. And yeah, we out here. Jaden Hansy Talks. We're going to see you next week. Tune into my streams. World's Flyest Streamer. World's Flyest Podcast. World's Flyest YouTuber. No cap. We out here.